Hi, Billy Epphart here, author of Money Mastery, where we talk about making sense of making money for making a difference. And today I want to read to you some questions, both real estate questions and also business questions and finance questions that people have sent in to us. And so the first one, Rick asked, we have the opportunity to create a passive income in the Amway business with network marketing. My question is this: when you decided to start in the real estate business, I expect you had a peace from our Lord before you move forward. Does it matter what business you put your hand to as long as it's honest, legal, and that you have a peace about it? Well, first of all, I'd say, Rick, that's a really tremendously stated question. I think it's stated well. And one thing that applies in anything you're going to do in life is you want to make sure there's a peace. We call it having a peace and a presence on it in anything that you do. So you could use, for example, in the Old Testament, when we were looking at the nation of Israel, we know that there was a pillar of cloud that they followed by the day, and there was a pillar of fire that they had to follow by night. And we know as the cloud moved, then you moved with it. And so the analogy there is that when the peace or presence of God moves in your life, typically when you start going a certain direction and you have a funny feeling, like a scratchy feeling inside, just something doesn't quite feel right, that's the time to slow down and stop. Because what you want to do anytime you're making any moves is you want to find peace. And then really the next step beyond peace would be, okay, I have a peace about it. Then as you begin to get into that, whatever that endeavor is, then there becomes a presence on it, which really means not only did you feel peace about it, but now whatever you thought about it, there's presence there, so things are working out. And everything may not be perfect, and certainly there'll be mistakes along the way, but at least in the middle of those mistakes, you feel like you're moving forward and you can sense the presence of the Lord in what you're doing. So it's very important that in any kind of business endeavor that we look to find peace and presence. In fact, my wife and I have made a commitment to each other in this time of life, in this part of the life we're in, no matter how something good looks. And I get pitched investments literally from around the world every day. You can look at my email and see who's sending me stuff. And some of them are really, really good investments. I'll look at them. I can't look at all of them, but those I do look at, I look to see if there's a piece on it for my life. And if there's not, I don't go any further. If there is a piece on it, then I look at it and I determine if it has presence on it. If I get into it and say there's no presence on it, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't feel right, then I don't go any further. So I think getting back to your original question, that does it matter what business? No, it doesn't. If you have a peace on your life, you typically go into business where you have the strongest core competencies and the strongest interest is typically how it works. It's places that usually you have a stronger passion and also you have a stronger know-how. And there are things sometimes where you feel good about a business that you don't know anything about. In those cases, really going into business for most people in any area really is as much about what they learn and how they grow in the process. I see young people sometimes that really get disheartened, or I see people who have retired and who try a new business get disheartened because they say, I tried that business stuff, or I tried the real estate stuff, or I tried this and it doesn't work. Well, they tried it one time in a very isolated place without having enjoyed any success, and so they think it doesn't work. So the point is, you have to experience noble failure. You have to be willing to get in the game, start playing the game. And I can tell you, sometimes when you get in the game and you start playing the game, you're going to strike out. Sometimes you're not, but there are going to be times you hit a home run. Sometimes you just get a single. But you don't quit every time you strike out. You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, you learn. Watch this now, you don't get bitter, you get better. So let me say it to you one more time. You don't get bitter, you get better. And the only difference between bitter and better is the letter I. And so that means you're right in the middle of it. So you have to watch your heart, guard your heart, and say, okay, I'm going to celebrate noble failure in my life as I start getting into this game. And then here's what I want to encourage you with. If you get going down the road and you've been in it for a while and things don't seem to be working, and there's no peace or presence on what you're doing, don't hesitate to change. In other words, many of the people that are most successful, they're people that persevere, that at the same time, when they realize God's not in it, what they're doing to the point they're at, they'll turn on a dime and move over to something else. So just learn to locate peace and presence and follow it. Keep yourself in a learning, growing mode so that when you go into business of any kind, you learn and you grow. So I hope this helps. I appreciate you watching. So this is Billy Up the Heart, reminding you we talk about here making sense of making money and making a difference. And we'll see you right back here soon. Bye-bye.